Welcome to Nintendo Engineers, and this is the review of Pokemon Sword and Shield. It has been a really interesting game, so to speak, about um, the game itself, and I've been playing with it quite a lot over the last few days, and obviously since it's launched. And I've obviously completed the game. You may see some pretty high levels, which isn't so bad. Now, how do I feel about the game? What I sort of experience. So basically, it is Pokemon as it is. You go through the region of Gala, and you meet a whole bunch of new Pokemon, pretty similar to what you've seen in previous games. Like there are sort of 8 gym leaders. Instead, there's a championship where you take on what is basically a couple gym leaders and the champion himself. Now he appears early on in the game as the champion Leon. And he's an okay character. He's not, particularly exciting. And then you have your rival called Hop, who is extremely annoying. He will pretty much battle you after each gym leader on average, and will continue to sort of harass you all through the game, which is pretty annoying. Now, one of the issues that I um, came across, and the one that I was shocked about this whole game was that I never lost a game. I never lost a single match, which was quite shocking. It's never happened to me before, I think, in a Pokemon game, where there has been matches where I've lost a couple matches here and there in previous games, but never like this on a scale where I would easily win most of my matches, like very one-sided matches at times. One of the things I think made it easy was the experience share, or you can't turn on and off that feature. You are basically um, stuck with it. So your levels do tend to go much higher than normal. So that's why a lot of my Pokemon are big levels. So it does make things very interesting. Now, some of the things I liked, as you may see here, is things like the bag. The clothing is actually really cool, and Pokemon Camp, which is something that you can, for example, here you can show off with your Pokemon, take out a toy, and do things like this, which has a bit of a practical solution to it, and which is really cool. So, example, Gengar comes over, he's pretty happy, and you can speak with him, and he just does his stuff. And here he is, and you get experience points and stuff like that, which is not too bad. So, see some experience points right there. So that's how easy it is to get these experience points. These happen quite often. You can get experience points from anything. And that was something that was surprising for me, how easy this game was. Now, I think the music is really cool. The battle music is fantastic. Some of the locations is really nice and pretty for this game. I was quite surprised. However, I feel after playing the game and going through it, the post-content stuff is pretty much nothing there. There isn't too much to deal with in terms of that game. So if you're looking for something with post-content stuff, you're not going to get that much. It's similar to all the other Pokemon games. And part of it is because Game Freak runs on such a tight time schedule is that they don't have time to put the polish in that. That's why Pokemon games will always be good or absolutely amazing, like other series. I think even some fans now defend that, saying that, well, yeah, it's just what you expect from Pokemon. You can't get any better than this. I think that's rather sad. I think Game Freak does need to take a few more risks with their playing stuff, because the core essence of Pokemon is still quite appealing. You know, I still enjoyed playing Pokemon and catching and trading and all that sort of stuff. But they only do little changes around the outside. You know, little gimmicks like the Mega Evolutions and Maxing, which Maxing Pokemon is actually really good. I actually found that to be a fun thing to do, which is great. You know, it's one of the areas that I enjoyed that Game Freak did well, and I had fun doing that. But I just wish it had more post-content stuff. I wish that the Pokemon would evolve themselves and do a big bold change. We're not asking for a full open world game, but something that would shake the series up a bit instead of keeping it safe all the time. And I think that's the thing that will never really change about the Pokemon series. So it's just something that we have to deal with, and that is a really sad thing, if I say so myself. So who knows what will happen with the series of Pokemon. Now, the other stuff, the internet service is not very good. It's pretty dodgy at times. The wild area that people talk about, it's pretty cool. The max raid battles are a lot of fun to do, but the wild area itself is half baked. You know, some Pokemon roam around the area, which looks nice, but they could have added a lot more to it to make it a bit more live. It's like a huge Savari zone. That's basically what it is. It's just a really extended one which doesn't have much life to it. So it's another half-baked idea. It's a good idea, but they didn't really flesh it out because they just don't have time to do that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's still lots of cool little gimmicks about Pokemon that I enjoyed, but overall, how do I feel about Sword and Shield? It is much like the other games. I think it's definitely better than X and Y and Sun and Moon, so it's definitely the best generation since Generation 5, but it's still, some very good core mechanics to the game, but has not changed much in 20 years. And I think that's, once again, I'm sort of saying the same stuff as I've said in other Pokemon reviews. And I would dare say that next year, when we review Pokemon again, or the next 3 years for Generation 9, I will probably be saying that the very similar to same stuff about Pokemon. Some nice changes around it, but unable to really evolve and change because of it. So for me, I give it a 7 out of 10. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 game. It's definitely not a 9. 8, I think, would be just too much for a game like this, where it's sort of repeating itself over and over. So Pokemon Pokemon Sword and Shield, I meant. It's a good game. I had a lot of fun playing through it. Not much post-content stuff if you're not into battling and trading, but it's a 7 out of me. It is an old series that's relying on the old crutch of catching and trading, but it needs a little more than that now. It's approaching a new decade. So that's it for me. I'll see you